Oh, hello there. My name is Lyra. Lyra the Sun Bard, to be exact, though I am playing around my official bardic name. Lyra Sunbard, Eloquence College, survivor of beasts, curses, and poorly cooked mushrooms. What do you think? Anyways, back on track. You must be here to hear one of my epic tales. Well, most are still in the works, but I do have one epic tale I could share with you. A tale of combat, heartbreak, loss, and pigs. Yes, pigs. So take a seat and get an ale. Make sure you're comfortable, 'cause you are in for an epic tale. Ready? Good. Gold, gods, and the gutting of glory. A bardic tale by your resident bard. Our tale starts in a cave on a mysterious island that our heroes have recently stumbled upon. Our heroes? Delphina, daughter of Apollo, healer, sweet and shy, but don't mistake that for weakness. Eros, barbarian, warrior, and champion of Troy, eater of all. Seriously though, he went through 2 weeks' worth of cheese in a single night. Maiwan, the more one of the group, mysterious rogue, follower of Hades, keeper of secrets, and a pain in the ass. And finally, myself, of course, bard, tailor of stories, captain and leader of our group, also trainer of dancing zebras and talking lions, and the red that leads them all. But back to our tale we go. Our group have just gone into the mysterious cave, seeking a treasure. Sing, muse of fools with hollow bellies and greedy hearts, those who followed whispers of gold into a cave, and nearly lost far more than their coin purses. The cave's mouth yawned like an old drunk begging for one more song, one more ale, and yet in we crept. 4 piles of treasure laid before us, gleaming in the dark like promises of kings of old, all shine and no safety. My one found some mushrooms, but whether divine or deadly only his bowels will know. He eyed 1 pile of gold and gems, maybe 100 pieces and 5 gems total. Dal's pile gleamed even more. 250 gold, 15 gems, and a journal inked with madness and pain. Eros found 500 gold and 30 gems, and I stared blankly at gold and sparkle and couldn't count a damn thing. The shine made my head ache. I needed Dal to sort it. Turns out I had 150 gold and 10 gems, and yet still no brooch. And that brooch, dear listener, held the symbol of Apollo, my divine muse, my patron, my father's absent cousin twice removed, whatever he chooses to be on a good day. We found it in Myron's pile, nestled like betrayal beneath the surface, hidden away from first glance. And then came the journal, Diomedes' last words. Bleeding fear and fire, men fighting like beasts over cursed gold, a captain devoured, or yet a captain of betrayal, as a voice he once trusted turned monstrous and deep. And he was right. The beast came, 3 heads in tow, one of lion, goat, and dragon alike. It spoke cold and malice, and behind it, the old man with eyes like burnt copper, laughing, taunting, claiming we were meat, and that his mistress would feast on our flesh. Side note, wasn't too happy to come across cannibals again, but that's a tale for another time. Yet, I cracked wise, as I always do, my wit unchallenged as always. Eros claimed to be a woman, yet the Chimera didn't care. It came to kill, and oh gods, it did. The fire burned across my chest, not poetic fire, but the real, searing kind that rips screams from your ribs, yet the pain only fueled the fire within. Eros charged, and Myron struck from the shadows. Dal blessed me, but then missed her shot and tore a muscle. The beast clawed, rammed, and burned, and when it absorbed lightning, we knew this wasn't natural. We fell, one by one, almost like bricks in a tower. I dropped, came back by an Apollo miracle, cast one more spell before everything turned red and dark, searing pain inside, the old man laughing with madness. The old man, beast-born or god-touched, stabbed my one hand to throat, declared the island his. Dal was next to fall, and Eros took hit after hit, but still he stood, jaw clenched, determination fueling his movements. And then, time froze. Poseidon, yes, the almighty Poseidon, he who leads with ruefulness and rage, not allowing the world to think he is cold, spoke to Eros, his champion declared. Gave him strength, and Eros rose, shouting his name, driving his trident into the Chimera again, and again, until it gave its final breath, its reign at an end. But the old man remained. He spat venom, struck Eos down again, and well, I said my goodbyes. Look after my sister, look after each other. May Apollo guide you, my words weaving out into the light as I faded into the dark. I woke in death some time later. Eos beside me. The old man had him beat. Hades stood before us, standing tall and dark, gave us a chance to convince him of our life's worth. He turned, asked why I deserve life, and for once, I didn't have a clever line. Just open heart and painful truths I often hide behind my mask. It's hard to plead for a life I feel unworthy of, but my sister is up there, my friends are still fighting, they need me as much as I do them. He let us go, yet warned we cannot leave the island until the old man is dead. Our second chance granted. And through the portal we stepped. I died a bard and rogue. A pig. Yes, a pig. Now, that wasn't in the prophecy, wasn't spoken in songs or books. When I came to, it was not in the soft lap of the underworld, nor in some glorious sunrise rebirth, but in filth, tethered to a post, mud caking my snout, and 3 fellow pigs gorging away beside me like drunken sailors. At first I thought, perhaps a dream, punishment, curse. Then one pig rolled over, blinked at me with soulful eyes and said, "Well, you're finally up. Welcome to the menu." "Menu?" I squealed, and that's when I saw it, through a grimy window too small for hope. Up on hooves I went, eyes glancing in. Eos, stripped of his weapons, bound to a butcher's table. The old man, the one who stalked and stabbed, was humming, sharpening his knives with reverent glee. Steel met whetstone and horror met gut, and I met the bitter taste of helplessness as I tried to chew through the rope with these damned pig teeth, which are not as charming as bard teeth, I can assure you. Gnawed and spat, pulled and strained, yet nothing, heart pounding as time was running short. The voice inside, threatening to cut Eros into pieces over and over, making meals of his flesh. Parts I cannot repeat, for they're not for a lady's mouth. "Help me," I begged the pigs. "Please, that's my friend. We survived gods and monsters together. I can't let him die. Not like this. Not again." The eldest pig, a sow with one ear chewed off, huffed. "You talk big for someone who still smells like death. But all right, bard girl, if you're serious, we'll help. But only if you promise to kill that bastard." "Oh, darling," I grunted through my snout. "I plan to gut him with his own damn knives." And so began my second rebirth, not as a phoenix, but as a pig, with purpose. The pigs worked quickly, noses nudging knots, hooves scratching at posts. Within moments, the rope slackened, and I stumbled forward, free, muddy, furious, and still so very, very pink. I paused, just for a moment, my breath steadying before backing up to the edge of the pen. This was going to be the dumbest thing I had ever done. 1, 2, 3, screaming steps, and charge. Crash! Windows shattered like glass, dreams and ash as it fell onto the floor. I exploded into the room, hooves pounding across wooden floorboards, eyes glancing around in a wild rage. Eros stirred on the butcher's table, his eyes fluttering open. But I had no time for sentiment. I was on a mission, because there he was, that old man, that stinking, wrinkly old fart, shrieking, scrambling like a coward as I charged after him, biting at his ankles, tusks at the ready, my voice coming out as oinks, chasing him around the room in a pink porcelain fury. He flipped tables, yet I leapt over them. He threw knives and I dodged them with ease. At one point, he tried to climb a cupboard. That simple-minded fool. We burst through the back door and there stood Myron Dowles, staring on in a stunned silence. Yes, it was that bar-turned-pig, chasing a maniac around the yard with a grandeur and ease. Yes, I was snarling, and yes, I was just as majestic, even as a pig. Eros crashed through behind us, finally free. He blinked, bleeding, swordless, shirtless, not half bad looking for someone just back from death. His voice spoke in dazed confusion. "Is that Lyra?" And then I heard it. A whisper, not from the pigs, not from the world, but from the heavens. "All right, Lyra," the voice of Artemis, soft, wild and divine. "Let's see what you can do." My muscles surged as bones cracked, Flesh stretched as golden light engulfed me. No pain, no fear, just divine power flowing through my veins as I grew and grew. From a piglet to predator, a boar crowned by starlight, eyes blazing with lunar fury. The old man turned, saw me. Oh shit, I didn't let him finish. Foom! I skewered him with ease, lifting him clean off the ground, gored on divine tusks. He gasped and twitched, slumped, dead, or at least close to death. And just like that, my body shifted back. No more tusks, no hooves, no more pink curly tail, just me, covered in blood, in dirt, glory, and pig shit. My friends stared in a stunned silence. I gave a small wave, wiping a streak of old man off my face. Hey guys. And that, dear listeners, is how I killed a so-called god as a pig. And that is how our tale comes to its epic end. I do hope you enjoyed. After all, I have many more. The time our fighter cut off his own arm, or perhaps the time I was kidnapped and killed a man by insulting him, a tavern brawl, a meeting with raging gods, or the time where one destroyed Troy. An epic trial by combat, or perhaps when we faced a harpy. A trial of wits with a giant spider with a human head. Either way, dear listeners, we will meet again soon. Ta-ta!